Testing version 3. This is the third go around. Going to try to record it as well. Warning, output in progress, maybe. Quality risk, higher quality than destination you currently have. The quality of the new destination will be resumed. Well, hey, this is Richard Chancy, and I'm going to be, I'm going to start using live streaming on Facebook and YouTube to be able to put out some thoughts that I have. I have a podcast at... Hey, this is Richard Chancy, and I'm going to be... That's funny. I can't listen to myself while I'm doing this. I'm going to be using this live stream to talk through a lot about my business and what I do with my business, which is primarily doing consulting and selling digital products online. We focus primarily in the church space right now, but we're about to branch out and start doing some stuff with other people. It's always nice to check your hair before you start a process like this to make sure that you don't have the whole mad scientist thing going on. And I have a checklist for that stuff that I did not use as I'm starting this out. But right now, I'm just testing. I'm using Wirecast to push the live stream out to both YouTube and Facebook. And I'm testing it right now. And Facebook is dragging on my laptop. I'm using a desktop to actually push the content out. And I'm maxing out my live streaming, and I think my girls are downstairs watching a movie streaming on the internet as well. So a lot going on at the Chancy household with the internet service. But Wirecast is pretty cool. It gives you the ability to kind of do some stuff like this where you can go back and forth. It's a really cool feature. I'm trying to figure out how to use it to capture screen capture recordings too, so that yeah, I can grab this video when I'm done from YouTube and download it back to my computer. But I think the quality of it will be better if I grab it from here. But it's also telling me that if I do it that way, I'm going to sacrifice some quality that I'm pushing out to you. And I don't want to do that. So as we're moving forward, again, tonight, I'm just testing this, but I'm going to start doing a regular show this way where I'll take the content that we've gone over on our podcast and just push it out to all you kind people on Facebook and YouTube and probably some of the other streaming services as well. And I'm monitoring the trick to all this is figuring out how I can monitor questions that you have, because a big part of this is being able to answer your questions. The reason I'm doing this, the primary reason, is because this is what has been missing from my business. I think the ability to be face-to-face with you, answering your questions about how you start a business, how you start a business online. And is that even something that's possible, or is it smoke and mirrors? Are people really doing that? And let me just tell you, people are really doing it. In fact, I'm doing it in the church space. And if you know anything about church, you know that that's a difficult space to offer training in because a lot of people have to get involved to be able to make a decision. And we've been able to do that successfully in the church space. Again, still trying to get Facebook live streaming to work over here on the other computer. And I apologize I'm always having a problem keeping my mouth close to this microphone. Even when I'm doing podcasting, I feel like I fade a lot. And this is a pretty nice microphone. You don't have to get far away from it before it just drowns the sound out. And it's designed that way, right? It's a Heil PR40, and you don't want to pick up a bunch of background or ambient noise. So this microphone doesn't do that. But if you move too far away from it, you get nothing, a whole lot of nothing. Again, we are just doing a test right now. So I'm trying to make sure that I can see what you're seeing on this other computer. I think in the future, I'll probably shift so that I've got the screen with the Facebook stuff on it right here in front of me instead of on a completely different computer, which I may actually have that right here now that I think about it. The problem with the way that I'm doing it right now is I got to turn my head and look this way to be able to see the live stream and to see if you have questions. And I've also got to be able to regulate two different platforms at the same time. And it doesn't look like this is streaming on Facebook right now. So that is going to be the tricky part of all this, is how do you make sure everything's streaming at the same time and that you're getting audio. So that is going to... Yeah. If you're hearing me twice right there, it's because I turned on the volume on my MacBook, and nearest I can tell, there's about a 20 to 30 second delay on this. And it's also telling me on there that I've got bad video settings. So what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and screen capture that video setting to make sure that I didn't miss something. Yeah, and I just don't see the stream coming into Facebook. Well, that'll be a bummer if I have to stream these at 2 separate times to make sure that you get it. But it is looking like that's what's going to have to happen. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's not looking good on YouTube. Okay, we're streaming. This is test number 5, maybe test number 5. And again, I'm just testing tonight, starting a show, starting to do a regular content output. I have a podcast that's called Recurring Revenue Radio. It's about to be called Recurring Revenue Radio. It's been called The RIP Show, which is Revolutionary Information Products. I spent a whole season talking about everything that I feel like I know about how to start and launch a business around selling digital products online or information products. Funny enough, I use that terminology a lot, and a lot of people don't know what that means. And basically what it is instead of going to a seminar, we bring the seminar to you, and we bring it to you in such a way that you can share it with, you can consume it yourself or consume it with a whole group of people. And it's designed to be a process. So many times we go to an event, we get fired up about doing certain things. You know, we might hear a speaker that talks about how to sell better or how to be a better leader. And that's awesome and everything, but that event should spark a process. And without the process, you really don't have anything, because you've got to be able to translate information into action. And what we do is we focus on helping people turn that information into action incrementally over time. And I am testing this tonight. So when you see me looking over this way, I'm looking at my laptop to see what's coming through, trying to figure out what the configuration needs to be to make sure that the live stream's coming through both on YouTube and on Facebook. And I'm having a heck of a time getting Facebook to work while I'm trying to stream to YouTube. So right now, I think I figured out the issue with YouTube. It says, hey, welcome back. And I got green lines on YouTube, which is awesome. But on Facebook, got a whole lot of nothing going on. Whole lot of nothing. Oh, there it is. Oh, cool. On Facebook as well. Okay. So, really am going to need to be able to have a 2-computer situation here, I think, because it's very hard to keep up with both of these screens at the same time. And when people start to put comments in there, I think it will even get more difficult. Yeah. If you haven't liked my page, go ahead. It's probably a good time to do that. So let me tell you what I'm going to do with this over the next few weeks or few months. I'm going to pick a time regularly, probably be on a Wednesday like today. It won't be this late because I don't tend to work this late when my family's downstairs hanging out. But I'm going to pick a time during the week where I can get on, and I will just kind of run down with you some of the things that I'm learning about my business. Now, I like the idea of coming on and teaching you some of the things that I know. It's super helpful for me. Other people tell me it's super helpful when we do it on the podcast because it may help you think about some things you haven't thought about before related to starting a business. And it is so much easier now than it has ever been to start a business. And that's really what I want to focus on, is how do we help more people start businesses and create this a business that works around your life and not a life that works around a business or work. And that's what I want this to be about. So that's what we're going to focus on. I've already done a whole season of podcasts called the Revolutionary Information Product Show, or the RIP Show. If you go on to your favorite podcasting application and you search for my name, Richard Chancy, my last name is Chancy, just like right here on the page, or right here maybe. You can find my podcast and listen to it. And I'm going to take a lot of the content that we did on the podcast. I'm going to bring it onto this platform, live streaming on YouTube and on Facebook. And we're going to rehash that content, number one. But number two, then I want to be able to take some questions for you if you're up for it. So I want to be able to engage with people through this process, because one of the things I've learned over the years is when you develop a proficiency in something, in an area, when other people ask you about it, you tend to chunk it down into the 3 easy steps. And we all know that there's a lot more than 3 easy steps to starting anything. There's some there's some things that are helpful in making it 3 easy steps because it'll help you get over the hump of doing it. But when I say, you know, I'll teach you how to do a webinar in 3 easy steps, well, that's just not true. Okay. But I might make it sound like it's easier than it is. And what I want to use this training for, or this medium for, is to be able to answer the questions that you have, like, and even get granular if we need to. And at some point I will dive into figuring out how we actually screen share. There's a way to do that on Wirecast. I don't have it set up to do that right now. And maybe even get into some details about showing you how we do some of what we do. And that's kind of what I'm going to use this medium for. And yeah, hey, there's 4 people watching on YouTube right now. If you're here on YouTube, hey, thanks for being here. I don't know how you got here, if you just stumbled by. But again, look at me. I'm patting my head down. What I'm seeing on the screen right now is about 20 seconds delayed from what you're hearing. So that's funny because I really should have done a hair check before I got on. But again, my name's Richard Chancy, and I have an online business that'll do a little over $1 million this year. I'm not killing it like some of the people that you talk about, but I have a really nice lifestyle, and an information business is not created like other business. When you're selling digital products online, you're selling, think about what you're selling. You're selling basically what I'm doing right here, which is video content, training, teaching. Sometimes it's more technical, sometimes it's more philosophical, but you create it once and sell it over and over and over again. In fact, I was telling somebody today that our core product is a training we sell into the church world. And that training is, we haven't touched it in over a year. We haven't done anything to the platform. The content was created a couple of years ago, and we just continue to run Facebook ads to webinars where we teach and then talk about that training and then drive people into that training. And the whole training is automated except for a part of it that we do that's live, which is a live Q&A that we do with those members. I'm going to unmute myself on the screen here just so I can make sure the audio is going really well. If you have questions or comments, just put them in whatever medium you're using to watch this. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, just put comments in there if you have questions. I really don't have a lot of structure around this tonight because I'm testing it, and I've got slow internet speeds coming back to me as well. So if you have questions, jump in. Let's answer some questions if you got them. So I'm going to make myself audible right now. The ability to be face-to-face with you, answering your questions about how you start a business, how you start a business online. Is that even something that's possible, or is it smoke? Okay, so apparently you're really delayed. I'm going to say you're 45 seconds to a minute delayed on me. So if you put your question in there, or if you have a question and you put it in there and I don't respond for a minute or two, well, that's why, because we're far behind. But I think I've got this platform up and running now. I think we're live in effect, so don't waste time. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and like my page or like the video, and then when I'm live streaming again, it'll come across your feed or you'll get a notification. On Facebook, I think you can actually, or YouTube, you can actually subscribe to my channel, and then there's a little bell over there. If you subscribe to the channel and you click on that, anytime I'm live or we post a new video, it'll let you know on your application if you're using a mobile device or on your computer. So that could be big. Man, I may not be looking at the same thing that you're looking at now that I think about it. So I'm trying to make sure that I can see what you're seeing on this other computer. I think in the future I'll probably shift. I've got screen Facebook stuff. Okay, so I definitely was not watching what you were watching on there. And okay, I think I'm back to the live thing now. I'm also squinting a lot too. I don't know what's up with that. It might be this light right here. I definitely was not watching what you were watching. Okay. Well, now you can hear that I am watching what you're watching. So I apologize for that. We've got more people joining. Not tons, but hey, this is what starts are about. Hey, let me just pontificate for a moment, if I would. Again, I'm Richard Chancy. I have a business online. When you start anything, whether it's an online business or you're going to write your own book or you're going to go out and you're going to sell a widget, no matter what you do, let me just tell you this. The first part of it is really difficult. It's called the early struggle, right? And it's hard because it's supposed to be hard. If it's not hard, you're doing it wrong, or you got a leg up from somebody, or you had some sort of advantage when you're starting, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. If you've got somebody that's handing a business down to you, or you've got somebody that's putting some cash in and it's making things a little easier for you, that's awesome. Let me tell you what's coming though. there's a struggle coming to you that happens to everybody. I don't care what your financial background is or what kind of spoon you were born in, within your mouth, right? If you had a silver spoon or you had a rusty spoon, sooner or later, there's going to be a struggle. And that's a bad thing when you're going through it. But when you look back on it, it's a benefit. Every single person that I know that has started and run a successful business has had a moment in their business where they had their head in the toilet throwing up from stress and couldn't figure out how they were going to make ends meet. It is a rite of passage for any business owner. Now, if you're borrowing money to start your business, we'll have a whole conversation about that at some point in the future. But I always tell people not to do that. And here's why. Because you're gonna have to hit the ground running sooner or later. And when you borrow money, it just pushes out that inevitability. And I would much rather see you figure out how to grind. I think I even have a video on my Facebook page. It's how to start a business with no money. And I basically teach you how to sell some junk in your basement or something, and then use that money to educate yourself on a product or a service that you can offer, like Facebook marketing or Google marketing, copywriting. Invest that money in a course. We sell some of these courses. We're starting to build more of them, but invest it in a course where you can build a skill and then use that skill as a freelancer. There are companies out there or platforms like Upwork, UPWORK, where you can go out and you can put yourself out there to provide a service, and then you use other people's money to build that skill set. Facebook marketing, for instance, you could use that skill set to go in and partner with somebody to run their Facebook ads, and they might pay you $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month to run their Facebook ads, depending on what their skill set or what their advertising budget is. And what you can do is you can use their money. You know, you need to be educated. You need to be able to talk the game. You need to know what you're going to do on day one so you can ramp up and provide great value for them. But you can actually use other people's money to build that skill. And as you build that skill, you can charge more, but you're still freelancing. But after a certain period of time, you'll learn other skill sets, and then you can package those skill sets into a digital product and offer that digital product in the marketplace. And that's an excellent way to kind of snowball your way from a job into a business that you can run and call your own, and then call your own shots. This idea of working 4 hours a week, I love Tim Ferriss, and the 4-hour work week was a game changer for me. But I think you'll notice if you listen or read that book that he wasn't working 4 hours a week. In fact, most of the people that I know that are in these kind of businesses, they want to work. We like working. We enjoy serving people. We enjoy putting things out into the world that are going to add value to people. So we're not looking for a way to do less. We're actually looking for a way to scale what we're doing and do more. Okay. I'm jumping back and forth between YouTube and Facebook just to kind of see what's going on. The next time we get on here, which will probably be next week, the technology on this has been kind of crazy. I've been, had a million plates spinning trying to get things up and running. And I thought, okay, tonight before I quit. I mean, it's 7:23 my time. Before I quit, I wanted to make sure I had the technology raring to go so that I could jump on here the next time, hit a couple of buttons, and it'd be go time. So that's what I did. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Oh, hey, Vincent. Now I'm seeing where the comments are on YouTube. Vincent, my man. Hey, dude, are you kidding me? You said it was going quiet. I think I might have jumped off for a second. But hopefully I didn't. Let me jump back over to my platform. Hey, Vincent, thanks for the feedback. Vincent's telling me that he can hear me and the sound's good too. I hope that's still true. I might have stopped talking for a minute, Vincent, so that's very possible. But so exciting, man. I'm glad that you're on here. Glad to see you putting chat in there. That was super helpful, man. Vincent's just out here in the world helping people. I'm beside myself. There's me, and then there's me next to me. Probably should have kept that to myself. I apologize for that. Yeah, that's good stuff. This platform's awesome. Just so you know, hey, let me just give you a quick rundown of the technology I'm using to do this. This is a Heil PR40. I've got a mixing board. I also have, hopefully this doesn't get in the way. If you're going to start doing live stream or something like this, or you're going to do a podcast and you want to keep it on the down low and the super cheap, iRig HD microphone, you can get one on Amazon, I think for $79. This is a great USB microphone that you can use to do that. The sound quality is awesome. The sound that you're hearing right now is not coming through this microphone, just so you know. So this is a great mic. It plugs right into any computer, and it'll eliminate a lot of the ambient noise from around you. So that's a great microphone. I'm using a software platform called Wirecast to push this out. Now, Wirecast, I think I paid $500 for it. In my business, we do a lot of my partner, the pastor that I partner with on digital products, lives in Alabama. I live in Atlanta. So we have to do a lot of virtual conferencing and webinars and those kind of things. So I wanted to be able to buy a platform that we could take his image and my image and push them out to our crowd and to Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. Most of the platforms that are out there are unlike Wirecast in the fact that you can't push out to more than one stream at the time. Wirecast will actually let you push it out to, I think there's 30 or 40 different platforms on there, and you can use Ustream, YouTube, Facebook. There's a ton of them on there I've never even heard of, and you can push content out to all of those places at the same time. So that is the software that I'm using. This is we used Upwork to find our graphic design guy, and this image that you're seeing on here with my logo on it, we got from him. The cool thing about Wirecast too is it'll slow dissolve the content over. So this is richardchancy.com/register is a free membership site that we have. We build our membership sites on Kajabi, and that free membership site has a lot of there's some technical stuff in there as far as how-to stuff. Then there's also some philosophical videos on there, how to overcome your limiting beliefs. I put a video up on today about how to set goals. It's a Tony Robbins video on rapid planning method. And then there's quite a few others on there that's slipping my mind right now. But what I try to do with the free content is give you some great ideas about how you can, for no money, how you can figure out how to start kind of ramping up and building your own business. The reason I do this again is because this is a piece that's missing, the human interaction part of what I do. A lot of what I do is build systems and processes behind the scenes. We do live Q&As. Most of the stuff that I am pushing out into the world, the content, the teachings, I'm not a subject matter expert in. I leverage the subject matter expertise of other people. We're bringing on partners right now, more partners to be able to do that and to be able to bring them in. And we literally do everything for them. It's a done-for-you solution. I coach them through how to take their keynote and turn it into digital content and training. And then we host that content. We build webinars around it, email sequences around it. We run Facebook ads and all of that stuff for those people. And that just happened the last couple of years. I mean, and it's so easy now to reinvent yourself. You don't have to work for somebody else forever. You don't need $100,000 to start a business. You can literally jump on this and get going and be earning money pretty quickly if you're willing to hustle. And when I say hustle, I'm not talking about working 17 hours a day like Gary Vaynerchuk always talks about, which I'm a huge fan of his, but I'm talking about the kind of hustle where you're thinking strategically about the highest return things that you can do. And every day you're waking up and you're doing those things. And when you do that, and the thing that you worked on yesterday keeps working while you're working on something new today, that is how you compound and grow a business in 2017. It's no longer just wake up every day and grind. I did that. I was in consulting, sold high ticket items for years in consulting. That's no longer the way to do this. You've got to be able to build and execute with automated systems. Okay. I'm going to cut it off right there because I think the test is done and it's later in the evening than I wanted to work tonight. So, Vincent, I don't know if you're the only person on here. It says there's a few people that are watching now, but I wanted to just say thank you. Stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page or like my Facebook page, go ahead and do that now. And then I'm going to be pushing this content out regularly. So it'll probably be every Wednesday afternoon or evening. And I'll probably test a few things to see what times work best for people. But if you have questions for me in the meantime, shoot me an email, support@richardchancy.com. Richard Chancy, no E. You can see right here in my last name. I think that's right there. It's about right there. richardchancy.com, support@richardchancy.com. And we'll be glad to answer any questions you have. Until next time, thanks for being with me.